Welcome to the Miami Dolphins post-game show on the Fins Talk Sports Network. I'm your host, Bobby Fins Talk, joined by Mike, the Hebrew Hammer Brown of Bottoms Up, Fins Up, Evan Posner of the Fins Bandwagon, and the gentleman to my right? Okay, yeah, Justin on Digging Up the Trenches. Thank you all for tuning in. Smash that like and subscribe button. Hey, guys.
Hit it.
Hey, how's it going,
Dolphins
buddies?
won. We're 4-3.
That's right.
16-10 victory over the Pittsburgh Steelers, sealed by a game-winning interception by the one and only Noah Igbenai. I called it.
Yeah.
He did it. I'm so happy. I want to thank everyone who's watching so far.
2020 draft was all 2020 draft was phenomenal last night.
Don't. Okay. Don't get us started. Hold on. Remember. Okay. So first I want to thank everyone, whether you're watching on Twitter, whether you're watching on Facebook, whether you're watching on YouTube. Thank you so much for tuning in. Smash that like and subscribe button.
Hit it.
All right. So I'm going to get this a little bit started. I got some notes here, but I got to give the gentleman on just right here some time. Mike, first off, how the hell are you doing? Your Astros are in the World Series.
Welcome
to the Dolphins,
Dolphins
baby.
are back. The Dolphins are back.
Astros, baby.
And
How you
to the
feeling?
post-game show.
Look, man, wide
Yeah.
range of emotions the last 24 hours.
Absolutely.
Listen, I had to come on this show because my friend TD and I have a problem. Okay?
No, you should.
Listen, you see what TD's doing in this? First of all, phenomenal purchase by me. I don't know how much I paid for
love
this,
TD.
but it's fantastic. You see what TD's doing right now? He's saying, look, bro, I'm better than you, and I know it, right? And it pertains to the Dolphins' performance last night. They could go out and throw 17 interceptions, fumble the ball on every single play, and win the game 2-0.
I'm okay with that.
And I'm okay with that too.
Yeah, I'm fine.
And I go to Twitter last night, and I'm like, guys, come on, like, let's vibe. You know what I mean? Like, we just won. We moved to 4-3. 2 was something like 12-1 in this last 13 games when he starts. Is it pretty? No. Does Chase Edmonds suck? Yes. Does Liam Eichenberg suck? Yes. Would I rather see Steve Malloy out there, our boy Steve, out on the offensive line than Liam Eichenberg? Yes. My point is that so many fans nowadays, like I had to leave 5 fan groups on Facebook last night because people were saying, oh, we're not going to go to the playoffs. Oh, Tua's not the guy. Yeah, because he's been out for the last 3 weeks.
He's rusty,
which, by
man.
the way, being forced out by the league, which makes no sense, number one. Why did Kenny Pickett go into concussion protocol 3 days later?
It's true.
Facts. Gets allowed back onto the field, yet Tua was kept out by his head coach, which he should not have done when he was cleared. Yet Teddy was also cleared right after Tua and then got to come in and play ahead of when Skylar Thompson got hurt. If you're a Dolphins fan, you literally need to enjoy the ride, is what I'm going to tell y'all tonight. Enjoy winning.
Amen.
They are winning.
Amen.
Mike McDaniel, would I have kicked the field goal to put us up 9? Yes.
I would have.
He's
But
literally
I like
in
it.
his 7th game as a head coach. Like, as a head coach, the 7th game. Wouldn't you rather have a guy like McDaniel than Brian Flores sitting up in his suite who doesn't want to be talked to by the media because they don't want to talk about his BS lawsuit? He's got to hang out in the freaking skybox to where nobody can ask him any questions. God forbid we ask him any questions. And yet Mike McDaniel has to apologize for making a head coaching decision. You are the head of this family, Mike McDaniel. I ride with you. You call it, whatever. And then I got to read about all these Twitter, armchair quarterbacks. Oh, Tua almost had 4 interceptions. Well, if the queen had balls, she'd be the king, but it didn't happen, did it?
Right? Almost don't count.
Almost interceptions. And now I got to see videos of Josh Allen had almost 20 interceptions.
Who cares?
What the hell are we talking about here?
Yeah,
Dolphins
exactly.
fans? What are we arguing about? Cedric Wilson doesn't have any catches. They're 4-3. You know what? Honestly, I'd like to go on podcast right now for Tampa Bay fans and Green Bay fans. Because how y'all feeling, fam?
Oh, I bet you they're pissed.
You got your ass kicked by Carolina. And the Dolphins just beat a desperate Pittsburgh Steelers team.
Absolutely.
They were desperate for a win. Sunday Night Football, celebrating 50 years of 1972, the only undefeated team in the history of professional sports. Dolphin fans, get a grip, get over it, put your big boy pants on, and let's go freaking beat the Detroit Lions. I will be in Detroit this Sunday, and you can see me yelling from the club level every single time a Dolphin fan says something negative. Shut your mouth, know your role, and enjoy the game.
Stay in your lane.
It's know your role and shut your mouth.
I love it.
Oh, we almost ripped the rock there. I'm going to say Alex is here. Alex hosts No Holds Barred. Alex Brown, good to see him. Renee from Facebook. Steve, John, good to see you. Dolphins Thirsty, Lance, everyone tuning in. Miss Fins, love to see her there. Great. All right. So you're just bringing up Mike McDaniel. So I'm going to pass it off to the person just beside you because Mike hyped you all up. Time to Evan just to bring you a little down.
Oh, he's got his Red Bull.
And I'm the host of the bandwagon.
I know. You called me yesterday, so here we go.
In honor of Mike McDaniel, my good friend, I'm drinking his Red Bull today, so thank you, McDaniel. Got me hooked. Okay. In honor of Steve Ross, who my highlight, the man is worth $11 billion, can sit anywhere he wants in the stadium. Every time they went to him yesterday, he was like this. And I think he's ending the game looking for a new head coach, maybe. Maybe he thought he must have thought to himself, is this the team I left? I thought Sean Payton was the coach. I was confused. Anyways, gotta love him. So happy to have Steve Ross back. Because you know what I like about Steve Ross? Is that I love that the team won. Last night, though, for me, watching that game gave me shades of 2021. The way they were playing on offense. I'm just telling you, Mike, I love this team. I'm Mr. Positive. Last night,
he really is.
Was that Mike McDaniel, and I said this last week on the post-game show, I was very clear. Mike McDaniel, it's his 7th game, but the only problem he has right now is he has the Brandon Staley disease, which is he's overthinking himself. He's outsmarting himself. And he doesn't he doesn't have the gumption. He doesn't have the gumption to make simple adjustments because he's being stubborn. In the sense that at the end of that first half, the way the offensive line, you can't say one bad word about them, except for Liam Eichenberg, who you said sucked last night. What has Robert Jones done wrong this season that he can't play left guard? Because Liam Eichenberg isn't going to improve if you don't bench him. He doesn't feel the pressure to play better. He hasn't gotten better in a year and a half.
Prove a point to him by benching him.
But you have to give him time though with Teron Armstead.
He has
like playing on the same side as Armstead is a game changer. Come on,
I understand that. No, but come on. The mistakes he keeps on. I'm Mr. Positive. Wait. Let me just get my point across. The way he
I'm Mr. Positive, but he sucks.
He does suck. He sucks. No. Because I've been talking Robert Jones like Bret has all before the season. I believe Robert Jones was more important than Eichenberg on that offensive line. Chase Edmonds. How many times when Mostert was functional last night? Why is it that you're using Edmonds as your 3rd down back and as your 4th down back? He's overthinking it. If Tua was back last night, your best friend was back last night, give him the goddamn ball. Because on 4th and 3, I expected a slant. He outsmarted himself. He thought everyone thinks he's going to give the ball to Tua. Let me give it to Edmonds. I'm going to get 3 yards.
That play right there, actually, he could have pulled it out. It was an RPO look. So Tua literally could have pulled it out and thrown to Sherfield, which is on his right. Me and Bret were talking about the same play. Tua was just trying to get through the game.
He was rusty last night. We all know that.
Yeah, but I'm saying he could have thrown it. So he had an eye. It was an RPO option.
16-10 game last night, and the way it was a 16-10. What's wrong? Moving the line?
Are you moving the line? Are you moving it? Yeah, you are. Now it's rusty. You son of a bitch. I knew you were going to go there.
Last night, I give credit to every member of that team, even Eichenberg, even they all
played
gave their
good.
heart. Right now, someone made a very important point on Twitter last night, and I was thinking the entire game as I was watching it. The team won in spite of its coach. So the coach was the reason why the game was so close.
Come on, that's
100%.
Can I just respond? I'm sorry.
So not fair.
I'm just telling you right now.
Let me just respond very quickly.
Look at the way the way the team played. Look at the defense. The defense did not literally. McDaniel knew. Let's think about this. Every time Mostert went to the left and used Armstead, what's wrong?
No, go ahead. Keep talking.
Go ahead.
I'll go ahead.
I'll stop now.
No, please. You have the floor. Go ahead. I'm just listening.
Go
All
ahead.
I'm going to say is while I was watching that game, I didn't miss one snap. Plays that were working, he wasn't going back to. Plays that weren't working, he kept on going back to. Like you saw last night that Tyreek Hill and Tua were not on the same page, but he kept on trying to force it in there. Waddle and him had a connection last night. He wasn't going after that. All I'm saying, it's a 7th game. He has the Lions next week. The next 4 games, he'll learn from it. I just said the last 2 weeks, he's overthinking it. And literally on that 4th and 3 play, after it went, he looked like a deer in the headlights. He goes, what did I just do? He knew he effed up. All I'm saying is last night, 16 points. It should have been much bigger than that. With a few adjustments that he made, he kept on shooting himself in the foot. And he even admitted during his press conference, he was a problem last night. He knew that his team came out of it, and he was a problem last night.
Go ahead, Bobby. I want to address that.
Okay. I just want to say a couple
real quick.
things.
If Chase Edmonds' vision wasn't so trash, he had a lane to the
By the way,
left
James
right
Robinson,
there.
by the way,
That's true.
If Chase Edmonds' vision wasn't so trash, he had a lane right to the left.
It was still the wrong
quick.
play call to do. But
Yeah,
yes.
honestly,
But
I would have.
2020.
By the way, breaking
Bobby,
news.
But wait,
Me and you talked about it, Bobby. I would have thrown it outside and attacked the flat.
I would have too.
Breaking
That
news,
would've
NFL news, with Brees Hall being out, the Jets just traded for James Robinson.
Shut up.
Did they really?
Damn it, dude. The Dolphins needed to jump that shit. You blew it!
James Robinson's a Jet.
Go ahead, Bobby.
Thanks, Mike. It's good to always have a capable host. No. All right. First of all, I just want to say this. Look, I said this last week. I'm always full disclosure. I'll tell you who I originally wanted, blah, blah, blah. I said I wanted a veteran coach. Veteran coach because of the veteran staff. However, what did I say last week? He's a rookie coach. You got to give him time. The problem with Dolphin fans is we love to put guys on a pedestal right away. You don't let them grow.
It's true.
So when they make mistakes and they're not, we hammer them down. We have a fan base that says now that don't want to criticize the quarterback, don't want to criticize the coach, or they want to over-criticize the coach and don't let him grow. He's a rookie coach. In regards of Tua, I know the Rusty thing you made a comment for. Just I want to say this very quick. First of all, the offense, besides that 4th quarter against Baltimore, is what it's been. Tua was playing like Tua. There was no surprise. The only big critical thing I have on Tua, and I will bring it up because I got to give Mike the floor. Again, I'll say it, and I'll talk about it more, was the 2 runs and lowering his head and taking the impact. That, to me, that was a dumb, selfish thing to do. Especially when you supposedly the most important player on the football team, which I think it's Tyreek on the offense or Terran Armstead, and then the defense. But you're supposedly the franchise quarterback, and you know how important you are, and you know you've been, especially after 2 scary concussion situations, especially the last one with your fingers, to do that. And I know I saw what Tua said after the game to McDaniel. He apologized. I just needed to get it in. I'm sorry, that's BS. That's a selfish thing to do because the team relies on you. So that's the stats look great on the sheet. Yes, there's a lot of points left on the field for Miami, and we're going to discuss that more, Mike. And I'm sorry I'm taking a little more time.
No, you're good.
But let the offense grow in time. It will get, it is what it is. But that's what pissed me off. There was no rust. It was what it was. I hope it gets better. Tyreek, there was sometimes where he looked a little off. But there was a lot of missed plays and a lot of points left on the field. Go ahead, Mike.
No, so in conclusion, what I want to say, Evan, first of all, everything you said for the most part outside of the McDaniel thing is spot on. But what people don't talk about enough nowadays, and it's happening everywhere. It's happening on social media. It's happening when you talk to fans is, they won, but I don't care. Like, that's the thing. It doesn't matter. His stats don't matter. Did the 2 tackles or the 2 slides that he should have done, could that have hurt him? Yeah. But also go look at what his teammates said about that. It shows that he gives a damn. Yeah, multiple guys said that, like, okay, he's in the middle of it with us. And guys like Steve, who, I've grown to respect his football opinion too, he's simply wrong about Tua. Tua, when healthy, has shown he's a top 12 to 15 quarterback in this league.
He's a gamer, bro. He's a warrior.
He's a gamer. I've always said that.
He's a gamer. And the thing about it is everybody wants to knock on McDaniel. Go give any other head coach in this league the amount of injuries that this guy has had to deal with his first 7 games of the year. Go see what their record would be. Like, go look at what Robert Saleh is going to do now with no Brees Hall and no who's the offensive lineman that they lost.
Yeah, but here's the difference right there.
Elijah Vera.
Let me just get in very quick.
Go ahead.
Here's the difference between McDaniel with injuries and Saleh with injuries. they have a GM who's ready to make a move to fill in for that spot.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? That's where the injury thing coming in.
Our secondary is a disaster.
Now Chris Greer makes moves. Chris Greer
move.
makes moves. It's just not the moves that we all want him to make.
But the thing is that, okay, you say that, but Tyreek Hill, Teron Armstead.
Anybody would have traded for Tyreek Hill, bro. My daughter would have traded for Tyreek Hill.
But there's not a lot of teams that would have given up the capital that the Dolphins gave and gave him.
That's a no-brainer, though.
I get it, but it's no. Tyreek Hill is what I mean. First of all, he's playing to. I don't care what happened yesterday. The dude has been way better than advertised. Absolutely, he's way better than advertised. And you're right, though. Anybody right? It was between the Jets and the Dolphins because they were going to give it up, and he picked the Dolphins. Teron Armstead, for me, it's great. My only concern, and I brought this up beforehand. I'll say it again. First off, the first concern was. We have a left-handed quarterback. His blind side is the right tackle position. To me, that was the primary position we should have addressed. The second thing with Armstead, which I love, he's an all-pro, was the injuries. And so far, he's been out for a couple weeks. Now he comes back, and I know people are going to credit Tua. When Tua's in there, they win. But really, the biggest difference yesterday for me was Armstead being in there. Armstead.
Absolutely.
I love him.
You also have to get the guy to target this offseason at all costs is Bijan Robinson from the University of Texas.
They're not going to spend a first-round pick on a running back. This team won't.
Chris Greer. If Chris Greer's the GM, they won't.
But if they don't,
they won't do it. I love Robinson, bro, but they won't do it.
Him or the kid from Alabama.
Gibbs.
Because I
like both.
Yeah, Jahmyr Gibbs. Give me either one of those guys. I think Bijan is more gettable than Jahmyr Gibbs. I think Jahmyr Gibbs is the next big thing. But the thing about Mostert is he's not consistent enough, and Chase Edmonds is what he is. I don't know why they're not using Myles Gaskin. Like, Myles Gaskin should be RB2 on this team right now. No questions asked.
They're going to kill Mostert running him as much as they are. They need to figure out something else because it's not going to work like that.
I totally agree. And in conclusion, before I got to get out of here, I will say this to all the people who hate Tua, and I know those guys are out there.
I love Tua.
There's a ton of guys. Tua. There's a ton of guys. Oh, okay.
Excuse me.
I seriously love Tua.
Before the season started.
I can't wait for this team to make the playoffs this year because they're going to make the playoffs. I will go on record right now and say this will be a playoff team. They're not going to win the division.
It will be. Yeah, I think it will be.
But when he gets there and he doesn't have the most incredible stats, and people are going to say they got there in spite of him, you don't get to the playoffs in spite of your quarterback or in spite of your head coach. You get there because all of these guys help each other. And the thing is, go look at Tyreek Hill's numbers right now.
Complimentary.
And you don't think him and Tua are on the same page? Jalen Waddle, Mike Gesicki, like all these guys, it takes a village to raise a team. And that's what the Dolphins are doing.
I'm sorry you had to deal with that negativity of Evan. I apologize on my behalf.
It's fine. I know it's fine. He's still a member of the tribe, and I still love him.
I'm on head of the bandwagon. What are you talking about?
Supposedly.
Excuse me? I don't criticize the team. I criticize the coach.
And before I get out of here, guys, first of all, phenomenal show. Bobby, the GOAT. Before I go tonight, Thursday night, we have massive show with one of the beat writers for the Detroit Lions. So Thursday night here on Finstock Sports Network.
Love it.
Oh,
so excited to bring on our guy. Give me 1 second. And yeah, Benjamin Raven, Detroit Lions beat reporter, will be live with Pops and I on Thursday. And in conclusion, Astros in 5 games, World Series champions 2022.
Oh, damn.
Peace.
I like that.
Appreciate you, brother. All right.
Oh,
Very
finally
cool.
Some peace and quiet.
Justin.
I'm still here.
Yeah, Justin.
I love you.
Hey, Justin, my man.
I love you.
You've been sitting there, you've been reacting, brother, but give me your thoughts, man, on this game. I got some thoughts too. I have it here, obviously, but fill me in what you're thinking about this game.
You know how I do it, man. I take notes basically for every game. And, I had notes to start before the game that go right with the game. So I'll just go kind of scan through them real fast for you. But before the game, some of my keys to it were don't beat yourself, protect your quarterback, and protect your house. Show up, play hard, and play to win. Okay, the very first snap of the game is an alert for me. Is like, what the hell's going on? Because Eichenberg got a scrimmage, like some sort of flag off the very first scrimmage play of the game.
Yeah, he got false start.
Very first scrimmage play of the freaking game. There's a penalty. What did I just say at the top? Don't beat yourself. Okay, they came out on fire. Some nice play calls with the RPO, the run action, look to the left with the stretch left to Teron Armstead's side and then spreading out the middle of the field to the seam. That was all really nice. You know, I just didn't like they didn't adjust a little bit quick enough. The first opening drive was a TD. That's the first opening drive they've had for a touchdown all season long. The ball was coming out of Tua's hands quick, and they were attacking the seam. I like that. There were running plays. They were getting big chunks in the run game early and often. There's another note I have. Early and often, the Dolphins' O-line was resetting the line of scrimmage. They were resetting it. They were winning early and often, but just as early as they would reset the line of scrimmage, on the very next play, the Steelers would reset that line of scrimmage, and it was a battle all night back and forth. Just like we talked about on the show, you already touched to it, Bobby, that the glue of the offensive line, and you notice the big difference with it was Teron Armstead. I have that noted in here. The glue in T-Stead on the O-line and X-Man on defense. Those are the glue for both sides of the ball. We talked about that last week as well.
Can Teron Armstead lend some glue for Chase Edmonds' hands so he can catch
Yeah, no doubt, right? So he'll stop dropping those passes. It seems to me that he's dropping everything he's thrown.
Everything.
In fact, just like Noah, you know, he's in his own head, man. He's got to get out of his own head, catch the ball first, then run. His vision, that's not nothing you're going to be able to fix there. Honestly, man, Justin Bethel, man, he's really standing out to me. He was last week. He has been weeks. Got that first interception right there. Clayton Fedgelin played a damn good game. He stepped in and stepped up on a couple runs, fits right there. One of them was a big third down. It was really big. The Dolphins O-line looked solid in pass protection early. I mean, they looked good, you guys. I mean, we don't want to give them the props, but take a victory lap for the O-line. They deserve that. They didn't let no sacks in. Take that lap. You deserve it. They did. They deserve it. They played well. The Steelers were trying to attack the flats on the outside. This is where the chess match really began. And when they started attacking that outside, we really didn't adjust quick enough, I don't think. The Steelers made a 4th and 1 and then got a field goal off of it. So we bent, but we didn't break. Then this one was an alert. Exactly. Chase Edmonds drops a third down pass with nothing but green grass in front of him. Nothing but green grass. He might have scored a touchdown on that play, man. You never know. Bethel and Campbell look great in punt return coverage. They both were covering well. So, I mean, they were out there running around and doing their thing. I think Bethel's a damn good football player. I think we should keep him around. Igbo got caught in the pass coverage a couple times. Miscommunication toasted by Pickens for 30. The Steelers O-line running backs, they were picking up our blitz early. The running backs were stepping up and handling the blitz right there. Duke Riley was actually playing well all over the place, sideline to sideline. I seen him run around, had a TFL, had a couple tackles. Then again, the Steelers O-line started to lean on the Dolphins D-line, resetting the line of scrimmage. Pickens had a fade route, beating Noah Igbenogany over the top. He didn't whip his head around into coverage in time. It was like he was just a second slow, but he got his redemption later, didn't he? Mostert muffed a kickoff but recovered it. That's the kind of stuff right there that'll make gray hairs on the special teams coordinators real fast. Go ahead, bro.
No. You're good. I'm listening to you, brother. Sorry, I was clearing my throat.
Sorry, but and then another big play from Sherfield over the middle, hit the seam on a deep post under 2 minutes to go in the half. Now, if you guys remember that play, it was a nice play, like a skinny post over the middle for Sherfield. Then there's a flag. Under 30 seconds, a false start. We had to burn a timeout off of Lee and Eichenberg's false start. Do you remember? The time management was terrible right there. I can't believe that crap, dude. You can't do that.
I'm about to say one of the biggest frustrations last night you made about the clock management heading into the first half. That was awful. To go down 2 minutes.
It was terrible, bro. I was going to talk about it. Yeah, it was terrible. You can't do that kind of stuff, dude. No. Then Tua to Hill down the sideline. McDaniels calls the last timeout with 21 seconds left in the half. Tua down the sideline to Hill, underthrows him, almost picked off. That's one. Okay? There was 4 of them. He almost threw 4 interceptions games. I know what if. Yeah, I know we shouldn't be. They're there. They don't count. But he was a little rusty. He was a little off.
I think it's fair to say it, yeah.
Yeah, they're there, bro. When I'm in the film and you see that, like Bret said it, he tweeted this. When you're watching the film and you see it, you mark it down. Yeah, I do. I don't chisel it, though. Like you chisel it into rock the way he does. But the delay of game flag for moving backwards, that one right there, it kills us, you guys. We can't have – there was another flag right after that. So that's 2 in a row. That's bad. Bad plays. The underthrow to Hill and then the flag. That's bad. 2 plays working on the sideline to set up 47-yard field goal. We made it work out. We got the 16-10 lead going into the half. Honestly, this is the notes I had going into the halftime. Riley and Bethel are studs. Tua and O-line. Those are the two things that stood out to me for the first half. Noah and this is going to make a lot of sense because seeing what happened, how it ended. Noah and Liam going through some rough reps. Let's see if they can bounce back this next half. Could put Holland out on the boundary and play McKinley deep, but he's a rookie. But look, Noah bounced back, got his pick at the end. You know what I'm saying? Just as I was writing this down, Coach McDaniel says we can't let the Steelers quarterback create first downs on third down with his legs. Just as I was writing it down, he came out from from halftime into the third quarter and was like, "Yo, this can't happen." And I'm writing it down. Right after this, my boy's coming on, dude. I'm telling you guys, anybody who's talked crap about Jalen Phillips, boy, you're gonna be regretting that.
He's already came on 3 weeks in a row.
He's coming on. I mean, I'm talking like coming on. Like he's about ready to have Sack City, boy.
He still can't make a He still can't make a tackle.
He's good, dude. He's fine.
Dude, but he missed a few.
Seven pressures last night.
Really?
He led the team and 6 defensive stops with 1.5 sacks.
Oh, God.
Look,
That's
stop.
Good,
He is just like last year. He started slow. This year he's transcending again. The dude is going to be fine.
He's an animal.
Just give me just a second, brother. Let me go ahead and remind everybody. Thank everybody for tuning in. You're watching the post-game show, Miami Dolphins post-game show. We didn't do it last night. We usually do it the day of the game. We're doing it today. We thought 24 hours would give us time to reflect and kumbaya. Hell no, we're feeling it. Josh, yes, Bret was supposed to be on, but he had something come up, so he couldn't come onto the show. But I'm sure we'll hear from him sooner rather than later. Cap for life, Lance, Cap, everybody, man. Thank you all for tuning in. If you haven't yet, smash Austin, that's Evan, brother. That's how his little fidget.
Austin Fox,
Austin Barber. Thank you for watching, brother. We appreciate you. But hey, I just want to say this very quick because you said it and it was absolutely right. We were talking about Jalen Phillips post game a few weeks ago or some odd weeks ago. And, Bret was saying about just that he wants to see more from him. He's disappointed, blah, blah, blah. And you came to his defense and you said, man, he gets good. And he's showing up 3 weeks in a row.
Hell yeah,
I think he's only behind whoever the leader is in it with sacks or pressures or whatever. He's leading. He's growing. And the defense in the second week in a row, I just want to say this about the team. Because I've been holding the defense the second week in a row won the Dolphins the football game. I mean, they were doing it. They're growing. We had a lot of criticisms. Again, though, the Dolphins have not, and I see Cap, I want to tell you guys, Lance, Cap, everyone who's commenting, I see you. Forgive me for not responding because I want to get everybody their time. But I get it. 16-10, we still won. That's great. It gives Miami a chance. Bro. It gives Miami another week to work on their issues because there is issues that Miami has to work on. This is a team that was every week you have fans saying when they predict wins, oh, it's going to be 37 this, it's going to be 31 this, it's going to be 55 something.
Not me.
The Dolphins have not done that yet. The Dolphins haven't done that. And we can say Baltimore. Baltimore was garbage points until it realized, oh, shoot, we're in trouble. Miami's offense has been stagnant. There's no change. Besides the W, which was really the defense and Armstead on that line, which was great. Besides the W, the offense didn't look any different, whether it was Teddy or whether it was Skyler or Tua back there. It was the same offense. Offense was stagnant. And it wasn't 16 points.
Not on that first drive. That
Whoop-de-doo. One drive, 7
Yahoo!
points. And
Hooray!
that's all they did. The first drive was amazing. Beautiful. Perfectly. Where the hell did it go in the second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh, eighth, the whole damn game?
That's got a lot to do with play calling. That's got a lot to do with play calling.
But Justin just brought up almost 4 interceptions, a lot of missed throws, a
Yeah.
lot of bad.
Rusty, rust.
He calls the play. You got to execute.
You got to
Edmonds,
execute them.
I would never have done the 4th and 3, but Edmonds didn't read the hole. That's play calling, sure.
True.
The players have to execute. This
but
offense.
Two plays in a row. You put Edmonds 2 plays in a row.
Look, you made Justin jump off. Congratulations.
You're welcome.
The fact of the matter is, and I'll bring him back in whenever he does pop back in. I know his thing pops off. The fact of the matter is, this offense has been advertised to be this great offense, and it hasn't been. And you could say play calling, which I understand, but it also is execution. The players aren't executing. And this is what I just want to say very quick. I'll get back to you. Forgive me, brother. I just want to say, because I see the commentary and I agree. What's with the clicking noise annoying? Let me just put him big on the screen here. No, I just want to say.
I'm not clicking. It's not me.
The fact is, I just want to say this, is that 16-10, it's a win. But I was very disappointed yesterday in regards of it seemed like both teams were playing to lose. It's just Pittsburgh did it better. Pittsburgh wanted it more. They wanted to lose more, and that's what occurred. And thank God Noah Igbenogany, who thought would have said that, Noah ended up
right?
winning us the game. So I'll continue later on just to continue with your thing. I just wanted to say that.
No, man, I agree with every point you just made. The only one I don't really agree with is you said the offense doesn't look any different. It might not look any different, and the end product might not be different. But I can tell you this much: that the players who were playing with Tua on the offense and the line and everybody, I guarantee you they noticed a difference. That had a different. It wasn't visible to the untrained eye, but they had a little bit more of a pep in their step. Like they had more pop to their game. Honestly, they really did. The offense, might not have looked different to you, but it really was.
Let me just push back very quick, brother.
Go ahead, man.
Because I just want to say this: a little pep in their step. Evans talking about Tyreek Hill having an off game. Jalen Phillips only had 4 receptions for 88 yards.
Yeah,
we thought he was going to have a wait.
When did Jalen Phillips start playing offense?
Oh, shut up! You know what I mean, Jalen Waddle. My point is, there was no pep in the step in the offense. Only in the first drive, when I was like, "Holy sh!" There's the difference. There's the difference. Look how fast you have the fastest players in the NFL. Tyreek, Raheem, who scored the touchdown. Jalen Waddle.
I agree.
Not Phillips. Sorry, Jalen Waddle. The first drive looked perfect, except for the penalty at the beginning. But there was no brother.
Like I was saying, dude. Like
the obvious number 1, number 19, number 5. The offense in the end was not different. There's an issue with this offense, whether it's play calling, which is an obvious issue, or execution. The players are not executing.
I think it's both. Honestly, the play calling and the execution. Like when they call it. Like I'll use the 4th and 3 as a prime example. The play call was an inside zone. I think it looked like an inside zone run with a pin and pull to the left-hand side, and they were gonna. But Chase Edmonds, as we just talked about, had a hole to his left, and his vision is so garbage that he didn't pick up that hole. If he just hits that hole quickly and shoots it, he probably has a different outlook in the play. Or if Tua decides, hey, you know what, I like this look better over here because his read on that is the end man, the defensive end or the linebacker that's standing up comes down to play run, pull it out of his gut right there and throw it to Sherfield, who's open on the right-hand side. That's a play he could have done too. We don't know what was going to there because we're not either one of those two, so we don't know. We don't know what was going to happen. Maybe after the game, McDaniels and Tua talked about it, and Tua's like, you know what, man, I fucked that up. I blew it. I should have pulled that one out and threw it right there. That's on me. We don't know that. But at the same point in time, just like you said, whether it's the play calling or the execution, both of them need to be addressed. Like, honestly, like I was talking about earlier, when they were attacking the seam and then they were getting the good RPO looks with the stretch plays to the left to Terron Armstead's side, that's great. But then when the Steelers adjusted to it and started putting everybody in the middle of the field, they didn't adjust. Yep, they didn't adjust, bro. They didn't adjust to it. They didn't start attacking the outside and the flats like I was calling for. On 4th and 3, I would have called a quick pass play right there to the outside, right to the running back, dropped it down to him.
But you see, here's the thing. Somebody brought a great point, and that was exactly mine. When you're facing some team like the Steelers, which is the 29th total ranked defense, 29th total ranked offense, you don't really need to go for it on 4th. You kick the field goal, take the extra 3 points, make it 19-10. It's as simple that maybe against a team like the Chiefs or a team that you got like the Chargers later, you need to score to kind of make it a little harder. Then yes, you go for it.
See, and as a rookie, he's rookie,
I understand, and I'm for it. I say he's a rookie coach.
Yep.
That's the price you pay for hiring a rookie coach. But that's why for me it's like the slant. True. I said the slant too. My wife asked me why I was so pissed they made that call. I said because it's too easy. You either would have just kicked the ball, get the extra 3 points.
I have taken the points.
Throw it to Tyreek in a slant, easy, or Jalen Waddle.
But that would have been easy.
Mistake. Yep. Rookie mistake. And I was going to say something. Oh, go ahead.
Think about how the Chiefs beat us the last time we played the Chiefs, and they had Tyreek Hill on the 4th down. They had a quick out to Tyreek on the sideline to get that kind of a first down for like 3 yards, and that was it. Why? Because they played his speed to the outside, meaning sideline to sideline speed across, not vertical, and it worked out for them.
Evan, I'm gonna follow you up with you on this.
I've been quiet.
Your player, thank the Lord. No, I'm just this guy here. You've been calling him out for weeks. 3 for 3. 100%, 10 points.
Oh, yeah.
He scored 10.
I never questioned him under 50 yards.
Exactly.
I questioned
40.
so
As long
when
as
they
it's
had a 51-yard
47
field goal
yards.
because of the penalty. I said to him, "Get 4 yards. Get 4 yards. It was good."
Point being,
He was great.
when we were saying over
He did.
50
He did
yards,
good.
he's
Tua's
struggling
back.
there.
Tua.
Well, that's fair. That's fair. There's your difference. They got close enough for him to kick the field goal. There's your difference. Thank God for Tua.
Thank God for Tua. But let me just make a few points here.
Yes, sir. That's
Overall, like I said, because Mike was sort of, I understand where McDaniel is. It's his 7th game. But even last night, Tua had his moments, right? The Tua we saw, like you said, it was a little inconsistent. But the throws to Sherfield last night in those tight windows up the middle, he was actually really great. When Tua was going to the outside, he struggled. When he was going deep, he struggled. When he was inside the numbers and he was going, that's where he was successful.
2-yard passes, it's easy. Just get it 2 yards.
But that's what they should have done. Like they tried to force things last night to try to get. I know that. But my point last night was that even like Ingold last night, Gesicki's throws, there was just something off about the team. Like I said, when I watched a Dolphins game, and you know how I am about our team, I'm laser focused. I don't move. I run with emotion. And last night, I had that sense sitting there watching that game, like it was last year when we were playing and when Flores was the coach, and it was that sense. And I go, wait, you're getting these 11-yard plays with Mostert, and then you're doing these dinky 1-yard plays, and you really think Gesicki is going to get you those 3-4 yards on a slant, on a side play? Like for me, that was my struggle.
He can't break tackles. He ain't getting that.
Can't break tackles for his life. So for me, I believe McDaniel is growing. The problem is, I think, like I said, there's a famous person sitting below me who I adore who says to me, paralysis by analysis. And what I'm saying, what people aren't getting is I'm not criticizing McDaniel as a smart coach. What I'm saying is he's overthinking things and not just going with his gut. He's two X's and O's and not going with his gut. Like last night, 4th and 3, but then he gets gun shy on 4th and inches. Like that, you said that last night, Bobby. Like you're going for it on 4th and 3, but you're not going for it on 4th and inches. So it was a little bit there, here and there. Mostert was your big guy last night. Like, and then you keep on going back to Edmonds because you think you're going to reinvent the wheel by giving him a chance. Give other players on the field a chance. People like Robert Jones, people like Salman Ahmed, people like Myles Gaskin. Give people a chance. The same way Igbo, you gave him a chance. He had his struggles, but he made a key play last night. Clayton Fejedelem came in, played well. Justin Bethel played well.
Big time.
And people were criticizing us on that one little play, X. You know what the best? You know, I said this last game. The biggest struggles, Bobby, and you remember me. I said this last post-game show. What was the biggest struggle of this team? The lack of leadership on that team. The defense felt so much more comfortable on the field last night because Xavier Howard was there. He showed up when he needed to. He had his moments, but when you don't talk about Xavier Howard, that's a good thing. Because it means they're not throwing to him, which means he's playing his role. Teron Armstead, every time there was a play towards him on the left side, it's as if that edge rusher didn't even stand a chance. And Tua, even though you said it was the same thing with Scarlett, having your captains on the field were important. Last night, the funniest thing we talked about, the only person who really struggled, who was a captain last night, was Landon Roberts. He has his moments, he's hit or miss. But overall, it was a team effort. And the one thing I've been always saying is that everyone said, it's Flo's defense. Josh Boyer is not a moron. Josh Boyer learned under Flores. He has similar players. And like I said, last year, it took them 8 games to get into it. Now it took them 6 games on the 6th game to get to the defense they were last year. They're slow starters, this defense. It's happened 2 years in a row, and that's a good thing. And you want to know what? The next few games, Detroit, Chicago, Houston, and the Browns, there's zero reason we cannot win these 4. This is a perfect opportunity for Tua, who doesn't even have to be perfect over the next 4 games.
Yeah.
McDaniel, you want to test certain things? You're playing mediocre teams in the next 4 games. Don't get stuck in a trap, but stick to your own thing because you don't want to pull a Tampa Bay. You don't want to pull a Green Bay. Or we're playing these mediocre teams. You better be him. This is his chance to put not the haters, but to grow as a head coach. Because now just do the things that are smart. Utilize your skill set. Utilize your best players. And I feel like right now he isn't utilizing his best players. He's just sticking with the mold and being stubborn with Eichenberg and Edmonds. He's being stubborn. That's my only knock on him right now.
Do you know that the analytics actually said for him to go for it on the 4th and 3 right there, and he decided to go against the analytics right there? Do you know what I'm saying?
He went for it. What do you mean?
Or actually, no, excuse me. I messed that up. The analytics actually said to kick the field goal right there, and he went for it. I kind of like him being aggressive right there. I just wish it was a different play call. That's all.
They have no defense, Steve. Steve, they have no defense. They're the worst defense in the league, the Lions. They should be gun show. It could be a shootout, but trust me, that defense will be dead set on them. I'm not worried about the Lions offense. Jared Goff, I'm not worried about.
Well, I'm not sure. When the Dolphins couldn't score against except for the first drive against the 29th ranked defense, that's something you got to be concerned with.
I think I know what adversity. He loves adversity. This is his chance. Adversity on offense.
I just want to say, John, thank you. He filled us in right now. It's 10-0 Chicago over New England. 2 minutes left in the first.
Can I tell you something?
Cap for Life asked.
Well, that sucks. I need the Patriots to win $180. Shut the hell up.
Are you nuts? Why would you want them to know? We want them a game behind.
I don't care. I want to win money.
Are you a moron? Why would you bet on New England? I would never give New England
because they're at
anything.
home. The Bears suck.
I can't.
Any given Monday.
Not a chance. I would never
Listen.
give them
Well, okay. Let's get back to it. Cap for Life asked an important question. Do you think rain affected Tua's mechanics last night?
No.
Okay.
I think Tua affected Tua's mechanics last night.
I think it was
what I liked about the end of the game?
Just rusty, bro.
When Tua was interviewed at the end of the game,
Steve says he wasn't rusty on that first drive. That was his responsibility.
No, he wasn't. But the Steelers defense also was adjusting too. It's a football, you guys. They have pride. They're not just going to lay down. The Dolphins could have came out there and easily scored 2 touchdowns, and you think that the Steelers would have just laid down? Because I don't. I think they would have came out there and I think they would have kept fighting and they would have made adjustments because that's what this is. It's the NFL, like you just said, any given Monday, any given Sunday. Yeah, people have pride and they're going to play for that. So, yeah, they didn't score on the other drives, but they scored on the first one. Things went right. But when things need to be adjusted, the coach is a rookie coach and he needs to learn to make the adjustments just a little bit quicker. It really wouldn't hurt. You've heard me say this. I'm going to keep saying it, to throw out of a max protection jumbo set and run out of like a 4 wide receiver set. You can even be 5 and then bring like the tight end in motion to make him a running back or running back, whatever, and run out of that.
And Dolphins Thursday, I agree with you, Rob. Losing Brandon Jones is a gut punch for this defense.
That hurts.
Well, he better McGreer better do something because he cannot walk into Detroit with a secondary like that. You're left with what? Eric Rowe is not the answer.
I already posted some options.
I know we discussed Chris Greer, Bret, myself, Evan. We all talked about it, but Mike brought it up earlier though about the injuries and stuff like that. The only difference between Chris Greer's team, Mike McDaniel's team, and Robert Saleh is the general manager. You lose Breece Hall, who is potentially the rookie of the year, and you go out and trade for James Robinson because you have an opportunity at a playoff and go into the playoffs and make it a run because this team is doing it, which is good for them. They're an inferior team to Miami, but they're doing it. They did it. That's the difference. That's one of the things that holds us back.
That was the move the Dolphins should have made. If I was in the GM chair, I'd have been like, bam, that would have been the move I made right there.
What's this whole Jerry Judy thing that people are talking about how we're interested in?
I've been hearing about it. I wouldn't put anything into it, man.
By the way, we lost Ronell Coleman. Boo hoo hoo.
I'll be honest with you, bro. Honestly, if I'm the Dolphins right now, I would actually go poach Anthony Harris off the Broncos practice squad right now. He can play safety. He has experience in the same kind of a scheme. I think.
Who's that? I'm sorry.
Anthony Harris.
I got you. Okay.
Yeah, I would fill that position real fast with somebody.
Hey, by the way, we woke up this morning. We're in a playoff spot.
Yep.
What do you think about that?
I like it.
We're in a playoff. By the way, all I could say overall,
got a lot of season.
We won last night. A win is a win, and I said that to you last night, Bobby. A win is a win.
Yes, sir.
But what we all predicted at the beginning of this year about a more potent offense, we thought the defense would take a step back a little bit, or would be more consistent, would have its moments, and the offense would skyrocket. This is the same. A lot of the people are still back, but with a more potent offense with more weapons. The reason why I'm being hard on McDaniel, I don't care if he's a first-year coach or not. Look at Minnesota. Look at New York. He's still all these first-year coaches. You have Tyreek Hill.
What I say about Daniel Jones? And look at Daniel Jones.
Yeah, he's playing well.
What I'm trying to tell you, the point I'm trying to make is you can't. The Hebrew Hammer said something about being a first-year coach. We have more weapons. We have overall more weapons in theory.
Sure.
Equal to Minnesota. Way more. I believe we have more weapons than the Giants, and these are the two big coaches that are doing well so far. You have Tyreek Hill, Jalen Waddle, Mike Gesicki, Cedric Wilson, Raheem Mostert, Chase Edmonds, all these players, and you're scoring 16 points, and that Jason Sanders scored more points than the rest of your offense. I don't care if they didn't convert on those plays only. You're the head coach of this team. You're the play caller.
It falls on the coach. Yeah, I get you.
And the quarterback.
But as Hank has said too, it starts and ends with the quarterback. So all fair.
But he didn't figure out the running game. It's 7 games. He's supposed to be a running guru.
Raheem Mostert is coming in. Look, let's look at his.
He was great last night.
Oh man, he was awesome.
Raheem, listen, he had
79 yards.
79 yards, but that's rushing. Yeah, 79 yards, which is that. I mean, come on, 60 carries and 79 yards, almost 5 average. And
how many did we rush for total as a team?
4 receptions for 30 yards and a touchdown.
Yeah,
he's doing pretty damn good, but we still need another back. I would probably go for an offensive lineman or a corner.
No, someone made a great point. Someone made a great point.
I know.
Someone made a.
I'm just saying what I would do.
I know, me too, but they won't.
No, someone made a great point. Njoku is injured for the Browns. Trade Gesicki and something for Kareem Hunt.
I would do that. I would do that.
Brett happy.
I would like to get Kareem Hunt.
Freak out.
I'd take Greedy Williams and Kareem Hunt. I even like Demetric Felton off their team. They got a lot of players I like.
I want to talk about this because before the game, me and Bret did a pregame show, and I had said with Sean on there, and that was kind of listen. The Dolphins had even though they were the 29th, the Pittsburgh Steelers, even though they were the 29th total ranked defense, they had 10 turnovers, 8 interceptions, 2 forced fumbles. The Dolphins only had 4, 1 interception, 3 forced fumbles. I said the script had to be flipped. Miami had to come away with turnovers. How many interceptions did they have yesterday? 3. Bethel, Holland, Igbo.
Yeah.
This is one thing. Listen, the Dolphins won great. I know we're running almost to the hour. Dolphins won great. They left a lot of points in the field. They left a lot to be desired to an inferior team. To me, it almost seemed like after that first drive, which was great, it seemed like they both tried to play to lose at some points. It's just Pittsburgh did it better. However, I'm losing my train of thought because I just saw a comment. And I hate when that fucking happens.
Players I want to give credit to after I forgot about.
But listen, the defense stepped up. The defense stepped up. Tua and Armstead did show up. They returned to the starting lineup. Offensive line, you got to give credit where it's due. Even though Eichenberg struggled again, Tua was never sacked. Here's my thing. I'm pissed off about the quarterback situation. I'm not going to talk. Yeah, near interceptions, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. To me, Tua played like Tua. There was no difference. Okay,
we win with Tua.
There's your difference. Which is great. A win's a win.
We win.
But it wasn't his play that I'm pissed off about. And I talked about this earlier.
It's his
decisions. Too unnecessary. You're not unnecessary. You ran for it. That's smart. Smart football. Kenny Pickett was doing it. Difference is Kenny Pickett's running out of bounds. He's sliding. Tua, you just went 2 weeks in a row. You were hurt. You were out for 3 weeks or 2.5 weeks with a terrible concussion injury on Thursday Night Football. Get slammed to the ground. You said before the game in the interview that you were going to protect yourself. You got to think long-term about your career, etc. You decided to run for it, which is fine. Run the ball. You want to win the game. But you decide to lower your head like you're a running back and take the big hit. Dumb, selfish. Let me tell you something. If you have to always, and I don't want to get this conversation right now, but this is one of the major things for me. Forgive me. Because I want to end this on a happy note because I want to talk about Noah, who I'm so happy for him. But if I have to, every time you get a hit, go like this, I'm done. I can't stand it. Let's do your freaking job. Throw the damn ball. You got Tyreek freaking Hill. You got Jalen Waddle. You got Gesicki. You got the weapons that you don't have to do something stupid like that. You don't have to do something stupid. Stop. You don't have to do something stupid like that. And that was stupid and not intelligent. That was unintelligent. That was selfish because if you go down again and we got to rely on Teddy, or we got to rely on the 7th round rookie quarterback with the offensive line that we have, and supposedly I care about the football team. Oh, he's so important. We win with Tua, but he's going to run and risk himself so we can see another scary situation. That was a boneheaded decision. That's what needs to change. But can we just sit here and say, man, Noah, he deserves the game ball. He won that football game. He sealed the deal with his first career interception. Bust. We've been saying bust, and whatever. It's still a long way to go, right? Before you take that off. But
Noah's my hero.
Hey, he won that game. Pittsburgh was driving.
It's true.
The defense,
Chris Greer.
Pittsburgh was driving, and Noah sealed the deal.
It's true.
People, listen, when the argument goes on, because it will happen later in the year, people are going to bring up Tua again. This will be another argument. It won't be later. It'll be next week. And they're going to say, oh, Tua's this and oh, or he's this. Look at his record.
After he throws for 500 yards and 4 touchdowns next week.
Whatever. Cocaine's a good drug, brother. And I will just say, listen. But I will just say this. The defense this past 2 weeks, and actually this season, but they've been critical the last 2 weeks. People have been critical, but these have showed up. The offense, which everybody said, I didn't have them going top 10. A lot of people did. I had them top 15. It's a little more realistic, which I like to be. I get criticized for that. But the offense hasn't been winning football games. They only did against Baltimore when they came all the way back, which is impressive. The comeback was impressive, whether it was garbage minutes or not. The touchdown from Tua to Waddle was great, Baltimore. But everything else has been lackluster. Okay? Defense has been doing really well. Jalen Phillips is starting to come to his own. Noah Benagany had the game winner. He deserves the flowers. He deserves the praise. I'm so freaking happy. That's what I was smiling. At the end of the game, I was so damn happy. Because other than that, I would have been like with Evan on the phone, I would have been like, we win, but can we do that against these other teams? Noah was amazing. I'm so happy for him. Dolphins win 16-10, 4-3 on the season now. If New England loses, great, except for Justin. He loses money. But McDaniel, he's a rookie coach. He's 7 games in, has to do better play calling. He's supposedly, the offense. It wasn't Shanahan. It was Mike McDaniel that did the San Francisco 49ers offense. Deebo Samuel was his experiment, his Frankenstein that he made in the lab, and he's the reason. All this whatnot. And what does the number say? Bullshit. He hasn't showed up, and he's a rookie coach, and I give him the leverage. And I love, not in the games, as Evans brought up, but before the games, commentary, the way he is with the players. I love the energy. I'm rooting for this guy. I really am, but he has to do better with the play calling. There was too much, especially when you got Tyreek Hill on the field. You got Jalen Waddle. You got these weapons. You got Mozart, who's really starting to come into his own. You have this. There's no excuse to score only 7 points on offense.
Yeah.
So go ahead, Evan.
I want to make a really important point. The person who shined for me last night finally showed up after 78. Van Ginkel was everywhere last night.
Oh yeah, you played great.
But we always talk about the stat sheet. The most unsung hero of this team, and no one talks about him enough. And I know Brett's going to agree, not Brett, but Justin's going to agree with me on here. My favorite player right now on this team, and Jalen Phillips owes him those 1.5 sacks.
Zach Sealer. That's my dog.
That is the MVP of that defense. He isn't short on the stat sheet. He had 4 total tackles, 2 solo tackles. He is out there on every single play causing havoc. The man is just a diamond in the rough of that defense. Yep. The heart and soul of that defense is Zach Sealer.
Yep. He does things that don't stand out on a stat sheet, bro. Like reset the line of scrimmage.
Exactly. He is there on every single play. He doesn't want to be the big star, but man, oh man, does that guy keep that defense together. You have the emotions. People talk about the Jalen Phillips and the Christian Wilkins and the Xavier Howard, Javon Holland. No one talks about Zach Sealer.
That was a great re-signing too, man.
Yeah,
he's such an important piece.
He's due for another contract too, and he just signed with Drew Rosenhaus. I would re-sign the guy right now. Right.
Buy him an RV.
That's how it all started.
Wherever he wants. Let him live in Dolphins Hard Rock Stadium for all.
Mac Jones picked off. Mac Jones has been picked off.
Good. Money.
Bailey Happy is going to be the next quarterback. Mac Jones. I would take Mac Jones over Tua. What's Mac Jones proven?
Not everybody. Only Jalen Waddle and Devontae Smith said that.
Only those 2.
I'm sorry, my bad. Oh,
man, I'll be honest. I think some of the unsung heroes, especially from last night's game, I got to give him his flowers. I give him a real hard time. I talk a lot of smack on his game. Was Jerome Baker. He made a couple tackles that were some man tackles, man. I was like, wow, where the hell has this been? But, I mean, for every game like that, he has 4 or 5
Let me read
games
this off
that
very
are
quick.
just as bad.
Because we're running on the hour here, but I do
Oh,
want to say,
yeah.
because you bring up this, the highest graded player, Pro Football Focus, Connor Williams, 93. Javon Holland, 90.6. Jalen Phillips, man, 87.5, 7
Stud.
pressures. He led the team, 6 defensive
Stud.
snaps. Duke Riley,
Told you.
84.3. Man,
Told
Duke
you,
Riley.
dog.
Andrew Van Ginkel, 82.5.
Yep.
And Melvin Ingram, 82.
Bro, Justin
Did
Bethel
you
wants
see
to
Melvin
be on
Ingram
there.
take that
Justin
offensive lineman and
Bethel.
just push him out of the way? It was Najee Harris went at Ingram last night. He just brushed him away like a gnat. It was phenomenal.
Listen, I know Mike said at the top of the show, and I love having Mike on. A win's a win, and we're 4-3. And I know, Justin, I to me it's week to week. That's one thing I do agree with Sean with last night. One of the things it is week to week with this team. I don't want to think ahead because this team has not shown to think ahead. You got to go week to week.
Yeah,
I will say this though, the way the AFC, as my brother here from another mother, Evan, has brought up, AFC is wide open, and the Dolphins are 4-3. Okay. That's not my concern to make the playoffs. The current concern is to compete in the playoffs. They have the talent to do it. And Tyreek Hill is as advertised. And you know what? You could say he had an off game. He deserves it. He's been killing himself, putting up the numbers this season. He still had a good game for Miami.
Yeah.
He's
so consistent, man.
So my final thoughts is Dolphins win. We're 4-3. I love it. Justin, what's your final thoughts, brother?
My final thoughts is just like you said, you're not going to hear me complain too much after a win. We're 4-3. You guys all deserve to take a lap. The Dolphins should take their lap, but then they should quickly move on and go to the next game, which is the Lions. I'm just like you, just like Sean. I'm very cliche. I believe in one game at a time, one rep at a time, 1 inch at a time, and that's the way I'm going to take everything. I don't want to look too far ahead into the future either. But in this case, that's kind of what makes this such a cool thing, and that we can enjoy the talk with all of you guys like this. And that's why this Talking Heads have this show and things like this, is to speculate. If you really want to compete in the playoffs, Bobby, you need to go out there and you need to get a better semblance of a running game. You want to run the football better? Go get a better tight end and go get Kareem Hunt. That would help you right there. Or a pass rusher or another cornerback to go with Kareem Hunt. But go get you a damn running back that has a power-speed combination.
Can I ask you guys one quick question I was thinking about all day?
What?
Because it's important to ask. With Ross, because wanting to win so badly, why is it, do you think, that what does Greer have on him? In the sense that he's wants to go get big.
He's got the dirt, bro. He's got the dirt on him. I'm telling you right now. That's why he's not out.
Because what I'm trying to say is that Ross right now being back. The reason I want him, I'm not upset that he's back, is that he's back with his binoculars. He wants to win. He wants to make the playoffs. And I'm telling you right now,
win in the playoffs.
He's not afraid to win the playoffs. He will go get any player and pay them any amount of money. He does not care. He's the second richest owner in the league.
You just let the Jets jump you for Robinson, bro.
Not
we needed that.
Greer did.
Dude, we needed players like that.
I wonder what Greer has on him.
Well, he's got the dirt.
I give Greer a little more
credit. Not that Flores already released. Listen, well, I would say this. I said this last night. Remember what I said at the beginning of the season? People were like, "No, I'm trying to end this on a good note." This is the McDaniel situation. I said about this whole David Cooley type situation. That's how I think it originally was going. It's like, let's just get this. That's right. Let him do his 1 year.
Damn, that
after
sucks.
The season, clean house. Let's get
dirty.
Sean Payton. He already got smacked because even Stephen Ross has been embarrassed. He got caught again with his hand in the cookie jar.
I don't like
whether
that.
it's with Harbaugh, with whatever. He did it again. Tom Brady, Sean Payton, Watson, et cetera, et cetera. He keeps getting caught with Flores. He's embarrassed. He wants to win. And if the Dolphins don't go to the playoffs or go and get blown out, that's going to give him enough ammunition to say, you know what? Thank you. No, thank you. Sean Payton now is ready to go. I'm going to go get Sean before the Chargers do.
You know what? If you do something like that and you bring in Sean like that, you better win. You better win.
Have to.
I mean, next year, you better win.
But you can't have Chris Greer. You make Sean Payton the EV football operations head coach. You let him get his GM. Let him make his fucking team. But
do it then. I just want to win.
Again, 1 game at a time. 1 game at a time.
Right,
damn it, Evan, for doing what you just did. No, but it's all good. But anyway, hey, tomorrow is there's
Tuesday.
No bandwagon.
No bandwagon.
No bandwagon.
Okay,
Oh,
I
like you were gonna
apologize.
watch. Like you were gonna watch.
I was there last week. What the hell?
No, you'll appreciate it. Instead of doing the bandwagon, I get to travel to Arizona tomorrow. I get to enjoy the desert for a couple of days for work.
That's cool.
But for my first experience, I've never been to an NBA game. I get to see the Suns and the Warriors play tomorrow night.
Oh,
Very
that's going to be
nice.
a great game, dude. You're going to love it.
Let me just say this, too. But we do have Real Talk Fins Talk with Steve and Rob, which is.
Oh, you got the title right. Steve never gets that title right. Can you make sure he gets the title right?
I know. I gotta give him a script now. It's
I love you, Steve.
Wednesday we got another episode NBA. We got Fast Break. Thursday we got Bottoms Up, Fins Up. Huddle Up and Wait is either Thursday or Friday, depending how the guys are doing. And then, of course, I think Wednesday we have, No Holds Barred, Pro Wrestling Podcast. Alex, Alfred, those guys, man. Ryan, great dudes, great show, fun. And then Saturday, of course, the number one show on the channel. Just playing. We got Fins Talk today, followed by another great show.
I was on that show when you had 7,000 likes.
Yeah, we had 5,000 views the other day, which was great. I'm so happy. I love the guys if they could hit that subscribe button, because if they do, you get past 500 subscriptions, there's a giveaway.
That's
and
right.
then, of course, digging in the trenches with my brother down here. And I usually
show
do so. I
listened to that show. See, I listen to every single one of your shows. I never miss your show.
I'll be there, bro. I'll be there.
I never miss a show.
He has great guests. If you guys have not seen that show yet, tune in. Smash that like and subscribe button. And I'll tell you what, at JPF Scout, you want Dolphins gear, you want football, basketball, all that whatnot, go to this brother's page, message him. Say, hey, man, ask him I say, do you have this? He will hook you up. He will let you know, brother, I could get you for it. Go to Twitter, check out JPF Scout. Message him if you're interested in some good gear at a good price. Fins Talk, Real Talk. Real Talk, Fins Talk, right? I think that's what it is.
Real Talk, Fins Talk.
Title. Maybe that's why I have 2 words. Fins Bandwagon. Fins Talk Today. Fins in the Trenches. 4 words too much.
I love it. But hey, guys, thank you all for tuning in. Dolphins are 4-3, 16-10 victory. They got Detroit. It could be another trap game. We'll see, but we'll get to that later. Anyway, as always, I appreciate you.
Biting off ankles.
Smash that like and subscribe button. As always.
Breaking news. Gesicki traded for Jesse Davis.
You son of a. Oh, hell no. Oh, what a way to end it. Fins up, everybody. We'll see you next time.
Fins up.